Hello everyone. Today we will have gynec lecture, and today's topic is the different phases of females in especially while studying the gynec. We have to study about the different phases in female life. So we will start the topic. The different phases of female are usually first is puberty, adolescence, young age, and then menopause. These are the different phases or stages of female life. So, first stage is puberty. In puberty, this is the period which links childhood to adulthood. It is not the exact young stage, but it is the link or it is the short period in which there is link of childhood to adulthood that we call as puberty. In this period, there is gradual development of secondary sexual characteristics in females. So there are many changes during this stage seen in puberty age. So main changes or 5 important changes are seen during this period. So first changes, there is pubic and axillary hair growth, growth in height, and starting of menstruation. So these changes are commonly seen during puberty. There is pubic axillary hair growth, then growth in height, starting of menstruation, and breast changes. Breast development starts in this age. So these are the main changes which are seen during the puberty stage. So these are the important changes. Or during the childhood, that girl usually starts to change her height, weight, breast changes and other things at this stage, at the puberty stage. So this is the very crucial stage, and many hormonal changes took place in this stage. So there is physical as well as mental changes which are seen at the puberty age. So as we had discussed, there is there is hair development, starting of menstruation, breast development, height and weight changes seen in the puberty age. Mainly, there is, as we had seen, there is hormonal imbalance or hormonal change which took place during this puberty age. So main hormones or important hormones which are undergone some changes during this period are mainly GnRH, that is gonadotropin releasing hormone, which triggers for the FSH, that is follicle stimulating hormone, and this follicle stimulating hormone changes to or triggers to LH, luteinizing hormone. So this axis starts to develop during the puberty stage, and by development of this axis from GnRH, follicles start to develop, they mature, they luteinize, and the menstrual cycle takes place. So all this hormonal axis took place in the puberty age, and this usually starts by the age or by the puberty, when puberty starts. So while undergoing this physical change, that girl is also undergoing the hormonal change, or because of that there are psychological changes which are seen in the puberty age. Other hormones which are important are thyroid hormones, adrenal gland hormones or androgens. Those are also important, and those hormones also start to secrete during this puberty phase. So thyroid, that is TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, which starts to stimulate the T3, T4 hormones. So there is thyroid hormone secretion also starts, and androgen hormone, this also starts to secrete in the minor quantity. So these are the hormonal changes seen in the puberty age. Now in the puberty there is a term which is called as menarche. That is, menarche is the first menstruation in life, that is called as menarche. That is the first menstrual period of that girl. Usually this takes place in 13 to 14 years of commonly age group is 13 to 14 year. Usually the cycles, initial cycles are unovulate. There is absence of ovulation during the initial menstrual cycles. So during the age, by the age of 13 to 14, the cycles are very irregular and they are unovulate. Because of anovulation, there may be irregularity in the cycle, and that female may or that girl may complain of absence of menstruation by 2 to 3 months. There is amenorrhea, but these are the physiological things and nothing to worry about it, and no hormonal treatment is required. If the cycle return by the 2 to 3 months, after 2 to 3 months. So there may be amenorrhea, there may be dysmenorrhea, there may be menorrhagia, excessive or prolonged polymenorrhagia. Prolonged cycles can be seen because of anovulation. Bleeding doesn't stop. If there is absence of progesterone hormone, menstruation doesn't stop. So there is continuous menstruation can be seen, that is polymenorrhagia. And usually it is treated symptomatically. Unless and until it is not so serious, hormonal treatment is not given, as this is the very delicate stage of that girl, so no hormonal treatment is advised. These are the things which are very normal in initial 1 to 2 years, and later on the cycle becomes regular, it becomes ovulatory, and then it becomes normal. So that is about the first menstrual period, which is seen usually at the puberty age. Now during the puberty, there is genital organ changes. First organ which undergo change is ovary. Ovary change their shape, slight elongation of ovary took place. Ovaries become slightly bulky and oval shape ovary. Ovaries become quite oval shape during the puberty. Uterine body and cervix, that is also undergoes some changes. Uterus slightly enlarged in size and there is proliferation of uterus. Cervix also changes, it becomes slightly thick, it starts to become thick, and by the age of 16 to 18 there is complete development of uterus and cervix. There is also slight change in vagina, or there is enlargement or slight thickness of vagina starts from puberty age and it completes at the young age. So breast changes, as we had discussed, there is enlargement of breast and breast starts to develop, and by the age of 18 complete development of breast is seen. So this is about the normal puberty. In short, puberty is the link, as we had seen, that is the age between the childhood and the young age. During this puberty, that girl undergo many changes, physical as well as mental. Because of hormonal change, she undergoes for the some physical as well as mental variations. GnRH hormone, gonadotropin releasing hormone, which is secretes from the hypothalamus, so it is related with brain. Then FSH, LH, follicle stimulating luteinizing from pituitary, that means also it is related with pituitary gland. And then estrogen progesterone from ovary, so it is the hypothalamus pituitary ovarian axis. So whenever there is physical change took place, there is also when there is menstrual cycle is taking place in that puberty girl, as well as there is mental things to be happen during this stage. So hormonal changes took place, and because of this there is first menstrual starts, which we called as menarche, by the age of 13 to 14. Initial cycles are unovular, they are not regular, maybe prolonged, maybe there is absence of menstruation, maybe irregular menstruation, but these changes are seen by the age of 14 to 15, and later on the cycle becomes regular 28-day cycle, 4 to 5 days duration. So that is the normal menstrual cycle, menarche. Genital organ development starts, ovaries become a particular shape, that is oval shape, slight enlargement, uterus starts to proliferate and uterus becomes matured by the age of 18 to 20, complete development of uterus, ovaries, cervix, vagina, all the genital organs completely develop. Breast development also starts, initial enlargement of breast and then complete development of breast is seen. So that is normal puberty. These things are seen in normal puberty age. Now what are the abnormal things or diseases or disorders of puberty? So first is precocious puberty. This is the first disorder which is seen, that is precocious puberty. Second is delayed puberty. Third is abnormalities of puberty, especially menstrual abnormalities, as we had seen amenorrhea, menorrhagia, metrorrhagia, polymenorrhagia. All these disorders are seen in puberty, or diseases of pregnancy, diseases of menstruation in puberty, but they are self-explanatory, as amenorrhea is absence of menstruation because of hormonal cycle which is not completely developed. So patient may have, or the female may have amenorrhea, maybe dysmenorrhea, maybe excessive menstruation, menorrhagia or polymenorrhea. So these menstrual disorders can be seen. Other puberty diseases are genital infections or some infections to that girl, because usually there is lack of knowledge about the personal hygiene and all the things. So maybe secondary infections or genital infections can be seen, urinary diseases can be seen, urinary infections can be seen. So these are the some minor diseases in puberty. So important is precocious puberty and delayed puberty. So we will see first of all precocious puberty. Now precocious puberty, definition of precocious puberty is the precocious puberty is the term that means early development of, or there is secondary sexual characteristics are developed before the age of 8, or menstruation starts before the age of 10, that we call as precocious puberty. That is early development of the secondary sexual characteristics before the age of 8 and presence of menstruation before the age of 10. Secondary sexual characteristics development before the age of 8 and menstruation starting before the age of 10. That is the precocious puberty. Mainly precocious puberty is because of excessive production of estrogen hormone and excessive production of androgen hormone. Okay, so precocious puberty, that is early development of secondary sexual characters by the age of 8 and the presence of menstruation before age of 10. This is called as precocious puberty. Important cause or main cause of precocious puberty is excessive or increased level of estrogen and androgen hormone. Now causes of precocious puberty. Mainly it is related with family history particularly seen for the precocious puberty. Usually this is the familial tendency. Some females are having the history of precocious puberty, so family history. Then sometimes tumor infection in the hypothalamus pituitary that leads to precocious puberty. Other is related with thyroid gland hypothyroidism, that is the important cause for precocious puberty. Other things which are related with precocious puberty are ovarian causes, that is granulosa cell tumor, theca cell tumor. These are the tumors of ovarian cells or ovarian layers. So these tumors can lead to precocious puberty. Then there is adrenal gland hyperplasia, adrenal gland tumor. So that also leads to precocious puberty. So these are the causes. Mainly it is related with tumor of the hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal gland, thyroid gland or ovaries. So mainly tumor is the cause for the precocious puberty, and some other causes are just hormonal related, excessive level of androgen and excessive level of estrogen. And because of, as we had seen, a family history, and sometimes it is because of overuse of some drugs or some steroids. If the baby is having any major disease and the excessive dose of steroid or excessive hormones are given at that stage, that baby may have precocious puberty. Or also rarely it is seen if the patient's mother is taking some pills or hormones or steroids during pregnancy, that can also affect to that girl and she may have precocious puberty. So these are some causes of precocious puberty. Other rare things are encephalitis, meningitis. That is, the meningitis means the infection, bacterial infection to the brain. Encephalitis, that is the also bacterial infection. Or during the childhood, if baby have this type of infection, that can also lead to precocious puberty. So these are the causes of precocious puberty. Now in precocious puberty, usually clinical features are the baby or that girl usually have development of, usually these complaints are seen by their parent and they bring their child to us, and we can see the secondary sexual characters seen by the age of 7 to 8 girl, as that child is very small, but there are secondary sexual characteristics which are developed. There is pubic axillary hair and breast changes which are seen. So these are the main things which we can see. Also in some girls before the age of 10 menstruation also started. So all these things are clinical features and the data we can get from the parent. So that is about precocious puberty. And we have to do all the investigations, right from blood investigation, hormonal assessment, urine investigation, and important USG, CT scan if necessary, because underlying cause is mainly tumor. So we have to do CT scan, MRI. So all the investigations we should do, and treatment is usually on the diagnosis. If tumors are seen at the brain or anything like, so we have to do the treatment for tumor. If ovarian tumors are there, we have to do the treatment for the ovarian tumor. If brain tumors, treatment accordingly. If it is purely hormonal, we can do the hormonal replacement therapy and we can treat the patient. We can treat that girl, or sorry, that baby. So that is about precocious puberty. It is a small topic, that is early development by the age of 8 and menstruation before the age of 10. Causes are usually excessive level of estrogen, excessive level of androgen, family history, mainly tumors of adrenal gland, tumors of ovary, tumors of pituitary, tumors of thyroid. These are the things, and also bacterial infections, encephalitis, meningitis. These can be the cause, and important is excessive or overdose of steroid, overdose of hormones, excessive use of steroids during pregnancy. These are the causes. Clinical features are secondary sexual characters are seen on by the age of 8 and menstruation before 10. And investigations, we had to do all the blood investigations, CT scan, MRI, treatment according to cause, that is precocious puberty. Nowadays, important term is, nowadays precocious puberty is seen because of overuse of junk food, fatty food, oily food, and because of lack of exercise. Nowadays, this is the very common reason which is seen. All the other factors are, when we rule out all the other things, we rule out the tumors, we rule out the hormonal level, we rule out the family history, we rule out the history of drugs or steroids, then we come to conclusion that there is fault in their diet and about the exercise. Lack of exercise, sedentary life, and eating junk foods, fatty food, that also lead to precocious puberty. And nowadays that causes very common, that is faulty habit of diet and complete lack of exercise. That is for the precocious puberty. And if there is no particular medicinal cause is seen and it is just related with the diet problem and exercise problem, we can treat the patient according to proper counseling about the diet and about the exercise. That is precocious puberty. Now second term is delayed puberty. Delayed puberty is the term when there is delayed growth of secondary sexual characters even after age of 14 years, and there is absence of menstruation even after age of 16 years. That is called as delayed puberty. Causes are usually it is the family history, constitutional causes, chronic illness, anemia, cancer or any chronic disease, renal disease, lung disease, tuberculosis, cross infections, and various types of tumors and intersexual conditions. Patient is not female nor male, so intersexuality, ovarian failure, absence of genital organ, maldevelopment of or improper growth of genital organ. So all this causes septum in the vagina, intervaginal septum, so that can block the menstruation. So we have seen that term cryptomenorrhea. Because of septum there is blockage of the genital organ and there is failure of menstruation took place. So that is transverse vaginal septum, imperforate hymen. So excessive level of androgen, these are the causes. And as we had seen in precocious puberty also, that cause about the faulty diet and lack of exercise is also important cause for the delayed puberty. So these are the causes. Clinical features, the parent usually complained there is lack of development of secondary sexual characters, there is absence of menses. So all these things we can see by the patient's examination, general examination, investigation, blood investigation, hormonal assessment, if necessary CT scan, MRI, all the things we have to do. That is delayed puberty. Now these are the two terms which are related with puberty. Now other things are puberty menorrhagia, that means excessive menstruation during puberty, heavy menstruation during puberty, but it is related with the endocrinal system or hormonal system. As we had seen, there is the absence of menstruation, absence of ovulation during the menstrual cycle. So if there is no ovulation, there is no secretion of estrogen and progesterone. Important hormone is progesterone, which is, if it is not secreted, there will be no vasoconstriction. Under the influence of progesterone, there are prostaglandin secretion and there is vasoconstriction. Blood vessels constrict, they close down and the bleeding stops in normal menstruation. But if there is absence of progesterone hormone, there will be no prostaglandins, there will be no vasoconstriction, blood vessels will be dilated and there is continuous bleeding. So it is related with the hormonal thing. So puberty menorrhagia, it is the term where there is excessive menstruation or heavy menstruation during puberty, but the cause, underlying cause is because of unovulation, because of the absence of ovulation. As because of the absence of ovulation, there is no secretion of hormones, and because of lack of hormone, there is continuous bleeding. And because of this continuous bleeding, patient or that girl is usually having weakness, tremendous weakness, maybe anemia, sometimes shock, dyspnea, other things, pressure complaint, nausea, vomiting, all the things can be seen, and we have to treat that patient or that girl because there is heavy menstruation or excessive bleeding which had took place. So we have to give IV fluids to control that bleeding. We have to give some injections, vitamin K or ethamsil injections to stop the bleeding, and we have to give hormonal treatment for that because there is excessive menstruation and excessive blood loss can be fatal for her. So we have to give proper treatment of hormones, especially progesterone or OC pills for 1 to 3 months, or it should be dependent on the condition or the how the bleeding is there and how the condition of that girl is there. Like if she is in shock, if she have second grade of anemia or third grade of anemia, and if the complaints are very severe, we have to give the hormonal treatment for 3 months. And if the complaints are minor, we can just give the hormonal treatment for 1 to 2 months and we can wait, and if the cycle becomes regular, we can discontinue the hormonal treatment. So hormonal replacement therapy is decided on the condition of patient. So we have seen about the different stages, early stages of female life, that is puberty. In puberty, we had seen precocious puberty, that is early development, delayed puberty, that is delayed development, and some diseases in that important is puberty menorrhagia because it is very commonly seen. So this is about puberty and diseases of puberty. Now next term or next stage is young age or young stage. In that usually things becomes normal, menstrual cycle settles, and there is normal menstrual cycle of 28 days, 4 to 5 days duration, and proper hormonal cycle has been developed, so there is proper ovulation, and usually all the things becomes normal. So that is about the young age. Genital organs also starts to develop in puberty age and complete their development by the age of young stage. So there is a young age which is the complete development of that female. After this young age, because all the diseases and disorders of young age we are seeing in gynec lectures. Normal menstruation we had seen, normal anatomy of genital organs, physiology of organ we had studied. So that was the young age. Now next stage of female is menopause. Menopause is the last stage of female. So in menopause, or menopause means the permanent cessation of menstruation at the end of reproductive life due to the loss of ovarian follicular activity. In short, because of the lack of ovarian activity, there is cessation of menstrual cycle. That is, there is absence of menstrual cycle because of completely failure or stoppage of ovarian activity. Hormonal cycle is completely stopped during this stage. So it is the cessation of menstruation at the end of reproductive life and due to the ovarian activity diminished. That is about the menopause, cessation of menstruation. Now the clinical diagnosis or confirmation of menopause is dependent on a period of amenorrhea. If patient gives the history of amenorrhea for more than 12 constant months or patient have absence of menstruation for complete 1 year, then we can call or label that patient that menopausal patient. If patient have amenorrhea just for 2 to 3 months, it is not menopause. But if patient have continuous period of amenorrhea for more than 10 to 12 months or complete year, then that patient is at menopausal age. Now some patient which are just before the menopausal stage, we call them as premenopausal age or premenopausal stage, where there is irregular or menstrual cycle is very irregular, or there is period of amenorrhea repeatedly for 3 to 6 months. Again there is menstruation and again there is absence of menstruation for again for 3 to 6 months. So that female is at the premenopausal age. Menopausal age means complete absence of menstruation. Premenopausal is cessation of menstruation, but by the intervals. So that is menopausal stage. Now age of the menopause is usually 45 to 55. That is the age group where we usually expect the female to be at the menopausal age. So 45 to 55 is the age for menopause. Average we can say 50 years is the menopausal age. Now clinical importance of the menopause is because see now in puberty stage we had seen there is hormonal cycle which starts to develop, genital organs which starts to grow at the puberty age. Young age, all the things are settled down and complete growth of that female took place. Now in again menopausal stage, there is reverse mechanism. All the hormones which are at the peak level at the young age, they starts to decline, they starts to decrease. So it is not that easy physically as well as mentally for that female to handle it. So there are many changes which are seen at the physical level. There is absence of menstruation, genital organs starting to be shrink, or atrophy of the organs start by the age of this 45 to 50. So at the physical level also there are the changes, but because of this hormonal, mainly because of the irregular menstrual cycle or absence of menstrual cycle, the complete axis, hormonal axis has been changed. So there are gross mental changes or emotional changes or very mood changes, variations are seen on the mental aspect. So there is physical as well as mental changes seen at the menopausal age. That is about the menopause. Now there is hormones which are important at the menopausal age. First is estrogen. Estrogen is the feminine hormone which is very important in female life. Whenever there is presence of estrogen in female body, that protect her from many diseases like heart diseases, many infections, many orthopedic disorders, bone disorders. So it is a very protective hormone for her, but by the age of 45 to after 50, this hormone starts to decline, and because of the lack of estrogen, many problems or many diseases starts to hypertension, diabetes, arthritis, all the things, common things starts from the age of 50. So because of the estrogen level or decline of estrogen causes many changes in female body. Second hormone is androgen hormone. Usually androgen hormone is secreted in female body, but it is very minor quantity or negligible amount. But during the menopausal, androgen hormone secretes in the as compared to young age, androgen hormone is secreted in the quantity, and that affect the female body. Slight changes of because of hormone androgen we can see at the age of 50 to 55. There is slight change in voice. There is a slight hair distribution on the face, especially on upper lip and all. So this is because of the androgen hormone. Progesterone hormone, yes, it starts to decline or the amount becomes very negligible. FSH, LH, all the hormone which are we had seen which are hormones important is GnRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone, FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, estrogen, progesterone. So all these hormones starts to decline slowly, and in reverse of that, androgen hormone, which is very negligible amount in young age, it becomes now a predominant hormone at the age of menopause. So this is the hormonal axis. Now genital organs like uterus, uterus becomes small sized, as we had seen, starts like atrophic changes are seen in the genital organ. So size of uterus or shrinkage of uterus, shrinkage of breast changes also seen. Genital organs, usually there is atrophy of organ and size becomes or slightly shrinkage in their normal size. These are the things which are important, and as we had discussed, there is important aspect, orthopedic aspect, or the common disorder is osteoporosis. That is osteoporosis that we have to see that osteoporosis is the very common disorder seen after age of 50. Why it is very common? Osteoporosis is seen at the age of 50 to 55 in female because lack of estrogen hormone that leads to osteoporosis, and bones become very fragile and there is loss of bone mass, and because of osteoporosis bone density become very or decreased bone density, calcium deposition becomes less because estrogen hormone is very important for the metabolism, calcium deposition, and very important for bone density. So density of bone or thickness of bone starts to decrease, and so commonly fractures and other bone disorders are seen after the age of 50 to 60. So osteoporosis is very common disease in menopause. Cardiovascular system is the next system which is affected by because of the hormone estrogen is not present in now in female body. So mainly there is increase in the cholesterol level because while there is presence of estrogen hormone, as I had said, it is a tremendous or influential hormone, estrogen hormone. Whenever there is presence of estrogen hormone in female body, it is the complete hormone or it is the complete thing which is protective for her. It protects that female from any minor infections, major infections. All the metabolism is regular because of the estrogen. But now in menopausal age, this hormone is starts to decline, and because of that, all the system starts to go in that direction. Like cardiovascular system, there is excessive deposition or there is less metabolism of cholesterol. So there is increased level of cholesterol which is commonly seen after the age of 50. So next is as we had seen, orthopedic is the main ortho diseases. Orthopedic disorders can be seen like osteoporosis. So major or minor fractures can be seen. Cardiovascular system is the major system which is affected, and there is excessive level of cholesterol, and because of that maybe myocardial infarction and other things can be seen. Other minor things are infections. Usually genital infections are seen because of the lack of secretion. Vaginal secretions are absent, so there is dryness of vaginal or genital organ, and that can cause vaginitis, cervicitis, various infections can be seen. Cancers usually seen after the age of 50 to 60 because cancerous cells or cancer development is commonly seen after the age of 50 to 60. Mental changes are seen, as we had seen. Many mental disorders, psychological disorders are seen, especially dementia, Alzheimer's, all the things can be seen because of this. Skin changes, and because of the absence of estrogen hormone, dryness of skin or various skin disorders, pigmentation of skin and other cosmetic things can be seen. Other things are weight changes. That patient may have mood changes, mood swings are very seen. Hot flushes, insomnia, headache, anxiety, irritability, dysphagia, depression, dementia, mood swings, as we had seen. Patient have many types of disorders or emotional at the level of psychological things are seen at the menopausal age because of the hormonal disturbance. So all these things are commonly seen during the hot flushes is the term which is characterized by sudden feeling of heat followed by profuse sweating. This is the hot flushes. It is the well-marked symptom of menopause. So it is the sudden feeling of heat followed by profuse sweating along with palpitations, fatigue and weakness. So it is usually due to hypothalamus change or hypothalamic change because of the GnRH secretion has suddenly stopped. So because of this, it affects the hypothalamus and patient have this type of hot flushes, which is the common complaint or which is the characterized complaint for the menopausal patient. So in short, menopausal patient have many types of changes from the emotional side or from the psychological side. to particular systems like cardiovascular system, orthopedic system, urinary system, all the systems, skin. So all these things are affected by the menopausal age because of the changes at the hormones and also at the genital organs. So clinical features, our patient gives the all the clinical features. More or less the symptoms are common for menopausal age. Now investigation, we have to do the hormonal assessment. As menopausal age, some diseases are very common like hypertension, diabetes, tumors, cysts, cancers. So we have to see for that. Cholesterol we have to see, bone density, calcium level, all these things we have to check. So we have to do proper hormonal assessment as well as proper other investigations, CT scan, MRI, USG as required. And for treatment, mainly treatment is counseling, or patient should have, we should counsel that patient or that lady and also family members that she is undergoing the very crucial phase where all the things are now declining or decreasing, and because of that she have the mood changes, mood swings, hot flushes and many complaints, more or less the symptoms and as we had seen. So we have to counsel that patient as well as family members for the complaints of patient, and so proper counseling is advised. Reassurance is very important. If needed, we can give hormonal treatment for short period because after cessation of menses, artificial hormonal replacement is not worth. So just short treatment if necessary. If there is very dryness of vagina, there is in binary genital infections, there is severe mood swings, and if there is osteoporosis, rapid osteoporosis, we can give the hormones depending on the condition, but it should be given for short period. Mainly we have to reassure the patient, we have to give advice for the proper diet, proper exercise, and to proper menopausal knowledge or the exact things which are going to change in during the menopause. So we should aware that patient as well as family members for the menopause. What is menopause? What changes are to be expected during this stage? So proper reassurance, proper guidance, diet, exercise, all the things we should advise. Calcium, we should start the supplement about the calcium, vitamins, and whatever the things which are seen according to blood reports. But the calcium supplement should be started because osteoporosis is commonly seen. So we have to give the supplements, and proper counseling is advised for menopause. There are various remedies for menopause as well as puberty. So hormonal treatment is not advised because it is not good during the puberty stage also and during menopausal stage also. So to avoid the hormonal treatment, best treatment is to give homeopathic medicines. So we have to see for the homeopathic remedies for puberty, for young age, but puberty and menopause we can try for homeopathic remedies because they can do well, or else we have to just give the hormonal treatment. So that was the puberty, disorders of puberty, menopausal, and details about the menopause, symptoms during the menopause, and advice for the menopausal patients.